Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are back with another single serving slow cooker recipe. And today I'm gonna use my tiny little crock pot. This is a 2-quart crock pot because I know you're gonna ask. It's tiny, it's like the size of my head. All right, if you're new here, hi, I'm Claire. Welcome, come on in, make yourself comfortable. I eat every day and I cook for myself every day. So I am often sharing single servings here on this channel. I also love a small appliance, an air fryer, a rice cooker, a tiny crock pot. So if you are into any of that, be sure to hit subscribe. Now this time of year, I am really leaning on my little appliances. The kids are back in school. I'm getting used to the new schedule and now I'm on my own for a lot of my meals. I'm often eating breakfast after the kids go to school. I'm eating lunch on my own, and with all the extracurriculars piling on, coming very soon, I often have a few dinners a week that I'm also on my own for. So today we have a very fun little hack. We're making Salisbury steak, but we're making one single Salisbury steak. We're gonna add some things to it to really make it a filling meal so we don't have to do a whole lot extra on the side. And I thought I would just share it because it's gonna be good. I'm gonna eat it today for my lunch. All right, we have some pretty simple ingredients here. Mushrooms, a carrot, an onion. We've got Worcestershire sauce, garlic. We're gonna use a little cornstarch, not until later, along with some water. We've also got a little pouch of brown gravy mix, and here is the ultimate hack. We're just using a burger. I love keeping frozen burgers for a quick meal. We love a burger in this house, but you can also make a very simple and easy Salisbury steak out of it without having to like form any of the patties, or I seem to think that buying patties like this is often cheaper than buying the ground beef. Beef is really expensive right now, so this is a way to kind of diversify one of your ingredients if you have a pack of burgers to use. You can also use a turkey burger. You could also use a veggie burger if you wanted to. I'm not sure on the cooking time on a veggie burger, if it would get really overdone. I'm not gonna lie, I've never tried it. So if you do end up trying this with a veggie burger, let us all know in the comments down below how it turns out. And yeah, very simple, plus some salt and pepper. Let's get going. Now I did pop my patty in the fridge this morning, so it is thawed a bit. You don't want it to be like frozen like a rock. We want to be safe here. So it is like mostly thawed. And I'm gonna go ahead and just season both sides with salt and pepper. Nice and simple. And you know what? Actually, I'm kind of thirsty, which means it's time for a word about our video sponsor today, Pycey. Pycey is a delicious strawberry lemonade drink mix that has electrolytes and 5 grams of creatine in every pouch. Supplements are a really important part of my routine, and I especially love this one because it is third-party tested and made right here in the United States. All you do is empty one of the single serving pouches into 6 to 12 ounces of cold water. It dissolves really easily and it fizzes up all on its own. It's a really easy thing to add to any routine because it tastes really good and I look forward to it every single day. If you've been looking for a really good creatine mix to add to your supplement routine, definitely check Pycey out. I will leave a link down below. So if you're interested, check it out. Now let's get this patty in the crock pot. I'm actually gonna go ahead and prep some of our other ingredients here. And now this is just my preference. I love a mushroom, we love an onion, we love a carrot. I know a carrot doesn't seem like it belongs in a Salisbury steak, but we're using what we have and we're making a really filling meal out of this. You could also use a potato, but remember, if you're gonna use potatoes, you need to cut them quite small because this is not gonna take that long to cook and you don't want your potatoes to be hard in there. So we're gonna be using half of this onion because it's just me eating, and this entire carrot, and then probably like 3 mushrooms, and we're gonna cut those up. So let's get all of our veggies prepped. It really doesn't matter how small you make your mushrooms because they are so soft. They'll definitely get nice and tender. I am gonna peel my carrot. Someone always gives me a comment saying like, don't peel the carrot, it's fine. I don't like it when it's not peeled. Okay, sorry, that's my preference. Put a whole carrot in there if you want. I do not care. I'm actually gonna peel this right into my sink. So now obviously a carrot is a little bit firmer, so we are going to chop it pretty small because I do not want to bite into a crunchy carrot while I'm eating this. I want it to just add some volume. I want it to add some fiber. I just want this to help this dish be a little bit more nutritious. Last but not least, the onion. Famously, my favorite thing to cut up. We're gonna put the meat on the bottom, and it's like almost the exact same size as the bottom of this little crock pot. So cute. And now I'm just going to spread the veggies over top. I'm gonna go ahead and put in 1 heaping teaspoon of minced garlic, is what we call it in this house, because it's so convenient and already chopped and in a jar. I've also got some Worcestershire sauce here, and I'm just gonna do one of these. I would say half a teaspoon, but in this kitchen, we eyeball things, okay? So some shakes of Worcestershire in there, okay? We're also gonna throw a little bit of salt on top and a little bit of pepper. Next, we're gonna use this pouch of brown gravy to make our liquid that will turn eventually into our nice sauce. Now you don't have to use the whole thing. You don't need to make a giant thing of gravy. We're gonna just use a partial packet. So this packet will be good to make this a few times, and because it's a powder, it stays good for a long time. Like, don't worry about it if you think you're gonna waste the pouch. Just keep it in a little jar or a plastic baggie and have Salisbury steak again next week or the week after. All right, to make our gravy, we're going to be using 1 tablespoon of our pouch. And I think there's like about 3 tablespoons in there. Not quite, but right around there. So you can do this, you know, about 3 times with 1 pouch, which is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and add half a cup of water into this. Now this is gonna be like pretty strong, if that makes sense. I am gonna go ahead and whisk this so there aren't any giant powdery lumps in there, but it dissolves really easily, no problem. And now we're just gonna pour this over our meat and vegetables. And it's okay if it doesn't cover everything because those veggies have a lot of moisture in them. This is going to get plenty liquidy, so don't worry about it. I'm actually going to cook it on low, and it's gonna take between 3.5 and 4 hours. All right, you guys, it's been just shy of 4 hours. My kitchen smells incredible. I'll show it to you in just a second. But now we're going to make a slurry out of some cornstarch, and this is just going to make the gravy more gravy-y. Gravy-y is not a word, but you know what I mean. If you don't have cornstarch or you don't want to deal with all that, then don't. It'll taste delicious. You see how there is just like plenty of liquid in there. If you were doubting me at the beginning, there's plenty of liquid. Let's check out our meat patty. Just double check that it's done. Oh yeah, we're good. There she is. We're gonna go ahead and use 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. And now, if you think you're gonna skip this step and put the cornstarch right into your crock pot, you're gonna end up with a big lump. That's why we're going to add water to it first and then put it in there. All right, to our little teaspoon, we're gonna add half a tablespoon of water. Really, you don't have to measure it if you don't want to. Basically, you're just gonna want more liquid than powder. That's how you get a slurry. That's what it looks like, kind of looks like milk. And you don't need that much. I'm gonna pour that in there. And that's gonna thicken it up and make it gravy-y. Perfection. All right, let's plate her on up. There is our beef patty. And I do understand that the carrots, like, they look a little odd in this situation. It doesn't immediately say Salisbury steak when you see it like this with all the carrots. But again, guys, I'm trying to make a hearty meal that's gonna fill me up. And this totally is. Look at that. The last thing I'm gonna do is throw some parsley on top, mainly because I think it will look very nice. But I do really like dried parsley. I think fresh parsley doesn't really taste like anything, but I like it when it's dried. And there we go. That was so stinking easy. I hardly had to do anything. I'm so hungry. Let's eat it. Just so you can see, it is done. Delicious. It's hearty, it's comforting, it's like home style goodness. We love a slow cooker moment. Oh my gosh. It's so good. And there you go, you guys. My version of a Salisbury steak right in your slow cooker. I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, leave me your comments. Let me know what you thought. And if you want more single serving recipes, I will leave the playlist down below where you can find all of them. Of course, come on back for more content like this, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.